Welcome back. In this video, I will show you guys how to create a Visual Studio project in C# and how to save the project, how to copy the project, because you are going to need to do that when it's time to submit your labs. And the copying project here is quite different from how you copy projects in a Python project, because Python programs are just one file, .py. You can copy and move it. However, this one is a project, so it's a whole folder, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Then how to reopen the project when it's copied. So pretty much, let's get down to it quickly. I have Visual Studio installed, so I have it pinned to my stacks bar here. You can have yours in your start menu. I'll just click open, but I like to run as administrator. And my Visual Studio is launching, and we are live. All right. So again, like I showed you in the previous project, these are my previous projects somewhere here. I've been very busy with Visual Studio, so I've got a lot of projects here. However, in this case, I just want us to look at open project solution option. Okay, hold on a second. We create one. Let's create one first, and then we can open, and then we can close. Okay, so like I showed you in the previous video, this is .NET console application, which is what we're going to be doing. We select the language, C#. The other languages that are .NET languages, we don't care about those ones right now. In Unit 1, I'm going to explain .NET languages to you. So I pick C# here. I want it on Windows, and I want it to be a console app. There are many other options I could pick. I may pick a desktop application, which are just applications that have GUIs, and you can even do machine learning. There are many things that are possible here. You can develop games. But for now, we keep it simple, all right? From this point, you can then go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Console applications, that's done. So these are the two options. I explained to you that .NET Core is something you can explore later on. It's just like the .NET Framework, however, it's designed for different platforms. However, we are looking at Windows for this module, so we're just going to stick to .NET Framework. And when that is done, I'll come here, click Next. It's going to ask me to specify a name of my project. I'm just going to say copy-paste code. All right, because that's what I want to demonstrate. Every time it's nice to specify the location of your project. There is always a default location here, but I don't like that location. Why? Because it's nice to organize your code so that when you're looking for your projects, you can know where to find them. In this case, you can see that your code is in the user folder, meaning that if you were to forget your password, or you were to log in as guest on this machine, you will not see that code. So it's good for security, but for me, I use my machine all by myself, so I like to put my code on drive C. So what I do, I browse. I have this folder here on drive C that I called ABGD machine, and I have a folder I call workshop, and this way I put all my code projects. So I can pick this folder as a select, so it's selected that machine, that folder right there. The .NET Framework version, I pick the latest one, 4.7.2, and I leave everything just the way it is, and I click create. It takes a few minutes, a few seconds, rather. Okay, we are up and running. As you can see, that's the first thing I get. So the last time I was showing you, the last video, I did not go into detail of what these things mean. But now I'm just going to take a few seconds to explain it to you. Using system, so these are libraries that you can import so that you can perform certain tasks. All right, and I'll explain to you in detail what these different libraries mean. So system library, it's the customer. It's very customary. Every time you would need the system library for things like reading and writing. So if you want to do like prints or inputs, you're going to need this library. The collections library is used for things like arrays and array lists. Link library, you wouldn't need that right now. We'll talk about that later. Text library, you're also not going to need that right now. Things like irregular expression, pattern matching, they're all in the text library. Then multitasking, threading library, you also don't need that right now. However, These things come by default, and if you don't touch it, everything is okay. This is your project namespace, and you can have multiple classes. I'm going to explain to you how classes work in this language. However, like I explained to you in the last video, this is where you put your code. And if you remember clearly, I said every code should end with a read key, because if you don't put that in, your screen is going to disappear before you even see anything. I know what we're trying to demonstrate is just creating a project, so I would just add one single line of code here. Console.writeLine. Let me put a sentence. Let's say Manchester United will make it to the top 4. I can collapse my panel here so I can see more. Top 4. All right, because that game is happening in the next couple of hours. It is Sunday afternoon here. All right. So there you go. My project is done. If I had more lines of code, of course, I'm just going to continue and write those lines of code. But because I don't have any more line of code, right, I'm done. And to close your project here, you can just look for the close. You can close the files. And as you can see up here, I can still see copy paste. That's my project there. It's still not closed. I can go to file and I can say close solution. Then it's closed, right? So it's closed. As you can see, that has disappeared. And now I can see some previous solutions. This is my copy paste, the one I just created. The date of creation of those solutions are all here. I can create a new project if I want. I can open a previous solution that I just closed now. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to say open. Now I have to remember where I put the solution. So as you can see, I know I work from my workshop here. I can just sort it by date modified, and copy paste is the first one. Now watch this carefully. When I find the folder, I should not open the folder. I should open the folder first. I cannot just select the folder and come here and say open. No, I will open the folder first and I'll look for the SLN file. All right. Now listen carefully. Look for the .sln file. All right. Often written as SLN. All right. If depending on the font on your computer, sometimes it appears as SIN. All right, like sin. You know, I know you guys know what it's all about. You've seen a lot. All right. But it's not sin, it is SLN file. All right, you look for that. In this example, this is my SLN file, and that is the file that allows you to launch your project. Think of it like the executable file. Your project has many moving parts, as you can see. There's this folder here, there's another folder here, there's a properties folder here, and don't mess with those folders right now, don't touch them. Just click your SLN file, and when you click it, your Visual Studio is going to load. Project loaded and ready to use. So it says to me here, it is done loading. I can't see anything. You know why? Because I closed all of the forms before I closed the solution the last time. So to see the code window, I have to go to my Solution Explorer. Yes, my Solution Explorer on the right. Sometimes it appears on the left. In fact, you could take it from the right and drag it towards the left. You can put it anywhere you want, wherever is comfortable for you. You can put it underneath here, or sometimes you can put it on the top here, but customarily developers like to put it on the right. So, and I'm used to that, so I'm going to leave it here. Now you can see that's my program.cs, that's my file, and that is the line of code I wrote the last time. And again, if I want to run this line of code, I either come up here and click play, or I press F5 on my keyboard. F5, it compiles, it builds, and then it runs. Takes a few seconds. There you go. I just hope by the end of today this actually happens. All right, so if you're watching this video, you're probably feeling like a time traveler now, because you probably have seen the outcome of this. I don't know the outcome of this at the time I'm doing this video, so that should be interesting. All right, so guys, now you have seen how to create, how to save. Now let's look at how to copy and reopen. All right, we've seen how to open it if it's saved, but let's see how to copy and reopen. So this is my project. I'll go back and I'm going to close the solution again. This time around, I will even close the old Visual Studio. So I'll just close and I'll go to my desktop. Then I'll open a folder. I want to copy that folder. It's in my workshop folder. And I'll just sort it. Copy paste. That's the project right here. I'll copy it. So let's say I'm moving it to somewhere else. Let's say I'm moving it to the Dex to download. So desktops where research. Let's say I'm moving it to this folder called research. All right. And I just create a new folder here where I want to put it. Example. All right. Then I paste it here. Now, before you copy your projects around, be sure that your Visual is closed under Visual Studio. So if your project is currently open, you're probably going to get a few errors. So now it's here. It's no longer where it was before. If I want to open it, I have two options. I could go through Visual Studio to open it. I could go to, if I click it here, I'm probably going to have an error because the directory here is still saying it's in workshop folder, whereas I've moved it from that folder. If I need to reopen it here, I could either open this folder first and click the SLN extension that I told you about, and it's going to launch Visual Studio for me and open it. It's launching Visual Studio now, and it's going to open the project. Yes, it's opened. All right, and there is my code. Everything is intact. Optionally, I can leave it here and not open it here, and first open Visual Studio. And when my Visual Studio opens and it's asking me, should I create a new project or am I interested in opening an existing project? So I'll click open. Then I would go find it wherever it is, and it's in my research folder, and it's inside examples, and it's the project here, and I'm going to click the SLN again, and then boom, it all opens up. So guys, that's it. Pretty straightforward, simple. Now we've created, we've saved, we've copied, we've reopened, and that's it. See you in the next video.